Hey guys, welcome to an impromptu, again, Grumpy Acres Live. I see that there are some people in the chat. Go ahead and give me a 5x5 if you can hear me and understand me. I'm not using the regular setup. I'm using the laptop camera and microphone, so the sound may be a little wonky and the picture's not the best. So go ahead and give me a 5x5 if you can see me and hear me. And then also be aware that I'm running off a hotspot. And I honestly don't know how well it's going to do. Let's see. Hey, Skeins. Yoda is indisposed at the moment.
On the phone.
She's on the phone. She's on the phone. I'm still waiting for somebody to tell me that they can hear me. Good so far? Okay, excellent. Thanks, Cans. Well, it's been a busy 3 days now.
Yeah.
It's been a busy 3 days now. First off, let's go back. Let's see. We got the Terminator and we got Skeins and Can Squatch. If anybody else is out there lurking, go ahead and put something in chat so that we know you're here. Don't forget to get down in the live chat so you can see all the messages, not just certain ones. Well, like I said, it's been a very busy 3 day. I am relaxing with a not very high quality beer, but it's open and in front of me, so it's my favorite beer right now. So I know I said it was a day one recap, but the journey actually started 3 days ago, Thursday morning. We left a day early to get down to the festival. Left at about 6. It's a 10-hour drive. The drive down here was rather uneventful. You know, normally there's some sort of mechanical thing that happens that we're like, God, not again. So the last time when we went to a Self-Reliance Festival, the connector for the trailer fell off and it ground all the little doodads off to hook it to the trailer, and then we had a tail light fall out, and we had the resistor for the fan went out. So there's always something that happens. This time, knock on wood, if it's the worst thing that happens, it's good. We had a windshield wiper fall apart whenever we turned it on, and that was the only thing that happened. Are you just going to plop down there?
Oh, I don't think I can get this chair next to you to be seen on the camera. I can see you there.
There you go. Can you guys say something again, Angela? Can you guys hear her?
I can see you guys. Hello, everybody.
So anyway, so we drove down, and fuel prices were much higher than they were 2 weeks ago. I mean, we were paying 30 cents more on the trip down here than we did going to Self-Reliance Festival. So we got here about 4:30, rather uneventful. Ended up emptying out the trailer and into the venue. It was really nice. They had us set up on the upper level this time. If you go back, if you remember, I think it was either last spring or last fall, I did a live and I took you a walk around. Well, we were up on the top level there. So we weren't standing in the dirt. That was awesome. And we spent time getting ready. Angela was setting up for a class, and I got the vendor area set up into the ballpark so Angela could finish it how she wanted. And so we did that, and then we came back to the hotel.
No, we went to Jason's for dinner, remember?
No, not on Thursday.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Not on Thursday. And we got to the hotel and checked in. We're at a Country Inn and Suites. And I'll be honest with you, for the money we paid, I have not been impressed. It's
still one of the quieter, cleaner hotels that we've been in here in Kentucky and Tennessee. So
yeah, this is true.
I'm not complaining.
This is true. But for the money, and found out Chuck Peoples and some other people got a in suite about 2 minutes away from the venue, and so we don't. it's probably a good thing we don't have anybody to hang around with here because.
Well, I've been busy. I've been working until 11:30, 12 o'clock at night.
And then crashing out. And I've been extremely tired.
Yeah.
I'm tired right now.
Right. So I actually catered the lunch for yesterday for volunteers and the classes. And that was interesting.
No, Skeins. There is no band competition in town this weekend.
Soccer.
What we are dealing with is a car show, a car rally. This morning when we went out to the parking lot to go to the venue today, there had to be $1 million worth of sports cars sitting in the parking lot. Seriously,
low riders out on the road and all kinds of stuff.
And then
cool cars.
Then they're having a 5 to 16-year-old soccer tournament
with people from all the way from Tennessee to Kentucky, thousands of people.
Yeah, so there's little kids running around, and so again, it's probably a good thing that we're staying here because we wouldn't get any sleep hanging out with that.
In fact, crew. We were supposed to stay at the same hotel as Chuck and Kiri and Glenn and Zed, and I'm glad we did not. I missed them terribly. But I'm glad we didn't because they're all exhausted because they haven't been able to get sleep. They've been up all night.
Yep. So she worked on making sandwiches because she was under the impression that she was only going to do lunch for her class, and it turns out that they wanted her to do lunch for everybody. So there was 28 people? 27 people. And so she made sandwiches.
3 didn't collect their food, so it's 24 total.
She made sandwiches and got lunches ready.
Not just any sandwiches, but gourmet sandwiches.
Gourmet sandwiches. She's running the risk of
there was no mayo mustard on those.
She's running the risk of hurting her arm, patting herself on the back tonight. So just be ready. If we have to get off because of a medical emergency, a dislocated shoulder, that's what it is.
Yeah, I have people asking for more sandwiches for tomorrow.
So anyway, we get up and I was up early and I was like, "Ooh, I'm going to go get breakfast at 6." Well, they don't start serving breakfast till 7.
No, that was at 5. Today?
Yeah, today.
Didn't tell 7 o'clock. That's stupid.
That's why I ate fast. But anyway, she woke up. She was getting ready. I went down and started eating breakfast. And I didn't know about the cars. So there's like all kinds of people coming in nice clothes and stuff. I'm like, it's interesting. Skane says she'll pat you on the back. We went to the venue, got there in time to get everything set up and have breakfast ready for people coming in. Breakfast was the cinnamon bacon bombs or bacon explosion, whatever the hell they're calling it. And this time though, so at Self-Reliance Festival, it was the bacon lattice and then the sausage jam and
you keep saying that. So it's bacon lattice, sausage with crumbled bacon in it, and it's actual pork sausage, and then crumbled bacon mixed in that. And then this time it was peach pie filling instead of apple pie filling, and then it's all smoked.
But it was a great hit, and nothing against Carrie. If Carrie sees this or she watches it, nothing against you, girl. But the chef that taught her how to make those made these. God, they were pretty. I've never seen lattice work bacon done so tight and so they were beautiful.
Yeah, but Glenn walked me through what he taught them, and we can replicate it. It's just going to take practice.
But actually, no, I'm sorry, I jumped a day. That was this morning. Okay.
Oh, you didn't do Friday.
We didn't do Friday. I didn't tell you about Friday. See this? I'm tired. I'm sorry, guys. That and she got me. She got me sidetracked. Anyway, so yesterday, we got to the venue. She started her class. She ended up having 5 people. She was teaching a basic canning class.
No, it wasn't. It was from canning 101 all the way to advanced. So I had people one person who had already been water bath canning, And then it just turns out I had 4 people that had never canned before.
So I thought basic canning was everything from water bathing to pressure cooking.
No, no, you got to start with safety, and then we would have done something easy. But I took them. We did coleslaw, and then we canned meat spaghetti sauce.
But
that's not a basic. You don't just start with that.
So
and they did an excellent job.
Well, up until the very end, but we'll get there. We'll get
Did an excellent job with that.
They did they water bathed in the morning, and she taught them. You gave them a bunch of stuff in the class too, didn't you?
Oh yeah.
What'd you give them?
They got a box of dissolvable labels. They got their debubbler and rim measure, and then they got to get a can of everything that we canned and made.
See, look, you're gonna end up like Lucy's grandson.
What?
He injured himself in a hockey game and fractured it and dislocated his shoulder. So you need to be careful. But so yeah, the class went well, and the lunches were really well received.
Yeah, everybody loved it. Anybody that told me anything about it said they loved it. So
In the afternoon they did the tomato sauce, and it was going swimmingly. The only problem that we had with it, swimmingly.
No, what'd you call it? You said tomato sauce?
The pasta sauce.
Okay, that's different.
Oh my God! Can I do anything right this weekend?
No, so
I can't. So there it goes. I can't do anything right.
Interrupting me, but I can't interrupt him.
I can't do anything right. But I wasn't telling you were teaching the class wrong. I was just sharing information. So anyway, they make this red stuff that's got meat in it. So you call it whatever you guys want, okay?
Spaghetti sauce.
And they were doing great with it. And we got it on the fire, and the wind started kicking up.
Oh,
I guess
that was hard.
I guess Thursday night, a big huge storm. Tim's on here.
Hey, yeah, we had a Riley spotting today.
Yeah. So I guess there was a great big storm back home Thursday night, and the edge of that storm. Hey Tara, the edge of that storm rolled through here today. It didn't rain. It sprinkled a little bit, I think. Anyway,
a little bit.
The wind was kicking up, and
cold too.
And one of the problems that you run into when you're canning on an outdoor fire is when the wind's blowing, it'll blow the heat out from underneath your pot. Plus,
under the stove,
under the stove
through the gap.
But it'll also run across that big metal container, and it'll pull the heat off of it. So we ended up having to pull the truck like 6 inches away from the stove to block the wind, and it finally, after about 10 minutes of that
pressure,
it finally started getting up the pressure, and so they did it well. And here's where the small teeny tiny failure came in. 2 of the lids did not get put on tightly, so when they opened up the top of the pressure canner, there was baked on spaghetti sauce.
It wasn't
oh yeah, it was. That's why
because it said it on.
That's why it's not clean right now. But it was all over the place. They had 2 jars that didn't have lids on them, and they were half empty, and all the other jars were just covered with spaghetti sauce. So I'll be honest with you, I did not want to deal with it yesterday. I set it aside. This morning, I got them cleaned off, and she was able to give the people, and they went home.
But can I say something about that?
Okay,
real quick? So I was super excited that actually happened. And so they were, especially my first time canners, they were mortified that it had happened. And I said, no. I said, you guys, you need to understand, when you did the coleslaw, you did it perfectly. It was amazing, super success. This is still a success. And in my mind as a teacher, this is even better success that happened. You know what every single one of them told me? Had that happened at home, me doing it, had that, them not helping, and I just do it, and then everything goes swimmingly. And then they got home and had that happen, they'd never pressure can again, because they would be beat up that they did something bad. Mm-hmm. So how wonderful is it that I got to walk them through, hey, hold on, don't panic, let's get it open and see what happened. And once we figured, I told them, I said, look, the ring is fine, the lid is fine, the jars are fine. All this was that the rings did not get on tight enough.
Yep.
And everybody's got a different opinion as what finger tight is. So I'm glad. I'm glad that it,
Well,
I'm
and
glad it happened.
there were two. Once I started cleaning the jars off, two of the jars did not seal properly, so they've got to be reprocessed. So
That's fine.
which happens. I mean,
It happens.
she does that all the time. Devil Dog says he always has a windbreak on two sides when he's outside.
So Glenn was going over. He actually suggested he put a metal guard up and around, and he said the problem is that 3/4 inch air flow that goes all the way around it from the stone down to the fire. That's where it's all escaping off. And so yeah, the wind block is an excellent idea. We just got to figure out how to get one welded on there.
Or just make one that hangs off the back of the griddle.
True, we can do that too.
So and everybody walked away. I asked everybody about how they felt about the class, and they all really enjoyed it.
And all of them want me to come back in 6 months and teach them more recipes and canning.
Well, and one of the I'm gonna say some things, and all I'm doing is stating facts, and I'm not being negative. Okay. So one of the things that was a complaint about the Friday was the fact that a lot of people didn't show up, and it really wasn't.
Wait a minute, you gotta clarify that. A lot of people didn't show up where?
To the classes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No, you didn't have a lot of people sign up.
Well, there's a reason for that.
Yeah. Well, and that's why I don't want to sound like I'm complaining, because I'm not. It's just
a lot of people didn't find out about the classes until 2 days before.
Right. Exactly. So this is one of this, and it's a learning lesson. So if you're going to do something like this, and you want to provide classes to people like this, you need to make sure that you're doing
the
it.
Event coordinator needs to be doing more advertising.
And again, that is not a complaint. I think Shelly and Jason, as far as the event goes this time,
they've done a good job.
They've done a fantastic job. This is one of the big, and it's just one of those things, and it's just, I guess, an experience thing because we've been doing.
This festival, this is only the third one.
Yeah, and
look at what they had stacked against them too. You had natural disasters and all kinds of stuff. There's just a lot of fluky things going on right now.
But they got people in seats, and it was a good day. All right. So again, Shelly, Jason, if you guys run across this, that is not. I'm not being negative. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying this is the way it was. Okay. So on to Saturday. So Saturday this morning was the first day of the festival itself. I did that short, showed you guys her selling the bacon bombs. And how many did you say you sold of the bacon bombs? 14, you said?
11, 14.
14 of them, which was pretty good considering the crowd today.
Well, and I lost electricity, didn't catch it till late.
Yeah.
And then I have to be closed down before the concession stand opens. And I cannot open up again until after the concession stand closes. So this is not one festival where I get to sell all day long.
Yeah.
This is, again, not Shelly or Jason's doing. This is
it's the people that run
requirement of the university.
Yeah, that's the people that own the venue that did that. And they and the fact that we're serving these things is a step beyond the very first one, where they would not allow anybody. They wouldn't allow anybody to do anything.
Right. So we are grateful to WKU that they're allowing us to get this much in.
And it's a good venue.
Yeah.
The one thing we noticed, and it was evident here today as it was at Midwest and SOE, there's something about what's happening in our country right now. I think it's a little bit of the economy and people, the uncertainty with the political situation in the country. Attendance has been off on festivals this year.
All festivals.
All of them, all we've been to. And then, they canceled Back to the Land, which was last week, because
last week or 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. They canceled Back to the Land 2 weeks ago because it was right on the edge of the hurricane damage, and a lot of the vendors and a lot of the speakers
Couldn't get out.
literally could not get there because the roads between them and back to the land had been washed away. And then the same thing, local prepper stock went down. They had to refund all the money there.
Camp.
Or prepper camp. I'm sorry, prepper camp. And going back to Friday night. So after the classes were over, we ended up going over to Jason's house and had a meet and greet.
His wife is a good cook too.
I got to have some of her banana pudding.
Is that the first time you had that? She makes it every
I got one bowl the first year. I didn't get any last year because Chuck Peoples from Homestead Medical hogged all the banana pudding last spring.
He was trying to hide this one. He was going to go put it in his car.
He was literally, and I'm going to tell you guys this. I'm going to let out a little secret. He literally had his face buried in the pan and was licking it. So anytime you see him, just imagine him with banana pudding all over his face, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
I think it's an exaggeration. But funny anyway.
But people started showing up. It was awesome. William Bond showed up. He was a speaker today.
Baby.
And but we didn't get to see the baby. There were some questions last night about William and his personal life. So we've been hearing about this baby and his wife and everything, and how awesome it is.
We've met Emily and the baby before.
And we were beginning to think that they didn't exist. Well, I hadn't seen him, and needed some other people.
Yeah.
So we're like, William, man, are your wife and kid in the room right now? And he's like, no, back at the hotel. Okay, man, we expect to see him tomorrow. And he was there. Met local prepper. He showed up. Local prepper's a very interesting dude. If you guys want, hang on a second. Tim posted something. I think homesteading fad is dying. Only the serious preppers and real homesteaders are making it out to the festivals. Yeah, and part of that is the money situation and the political situation. A lot we talked to some people, and selling homes and buying land is getting increasingly harder. We were talking to somebody tonight who put their house up 2 months. No, you weren't there whenever they were talking. They put their house up a couple of months ago, and in 1 month they had 2 people look at it.
You're kidding me.
Nope.
Did it have land?
No, it was a suburban house. They bought land.
Okay.
But it was one of those cases they couldn't buy land unless they sold their house.
Wow.
Yeah, Devil Dog. It's in Bowling Green, Kentucky. No, but I think Tim's. There's a bit of truth in what Tim's saying. The people that used to go to the fest, like hit every single festival every time it was up. Those people are not getting situated, and they don't have the time and money to go to these festivals.
You gotta have farm sitters. You gotta have. I mean, there's still a lot you gotta have in order
bug out
to be able to do all of that.
But he's right. Who else? Local prepper was there. Jason, Angry Prepper, showed up. He was there, and then
Angry Prepper is going to be with us at the SOE compound December 7th.
Is he?
Yep.
And William Bond is speaking at the Midwest Preparedness Festival next spring. He confirmed that with me today.
Oh, nice.
He's I don't know if the baby. Yeah, no.
He's supposed to announce that though. I don't know that you were.
The baby and his wife are going to get to see it, so it'll be awesome.
Miss Tara.
He was telling everybody.
Who?
William was telling everybody that he was doing it.
Okay, well then it must
he came right up in front of me and local prepper and Darren and told us.
Doesn't mean you're supposed to announce.
Well, he didn't say not to, so. And again, I don't think that the 10 people watching this, I don't think that's a huge giant security breach.
Oh, the gossip is going to.
And the internet's going to catch fire with the news. But and then all the regular. Who are some of the regular? Brian, the Brian from the radio was there.
Mm-hmm.
Stoker Medic was there. Who are the
Bruce and his lovely bride were there.
Yeah.
Oh my
They
god,
do the
the
leather.
works.
He does awesome
Which
leather.
I need to go. He got those hides ready for me, so I need to go look at them and see what the price are on them.
I feel so bad. Guys, listen. If you ever meet me at a festival and I forget your name, please do not take it seriously. So not another Karen was there today. And she's talking to me like she knew me, which people do because they see it. And she said she commented on our thing, and she had met us last spring too, right? And she was like talking, and I was like, she looks familiar, but I get that all the time. And then she's like, well, you know, I haven't been on your lives recently. And I said, oh, really? She goes, oh, not another Karen. And I was like, oh, well, oh, okay, yes. Why didn't you start with it? Why did you not lead with that? That would have been much easier for me to know who you are, you know. And then I was talking to somebody, and Angela walked over, and I said her username wrong. I was like,
this is Karen.
oh gosh,
or not a Karen or something like that.
yeah.
So yeah, Bruce DeVries. He's the one.
Yeah, Bruce DeVries.
He does the leather. I think it's DeVries. I think it is DeVries.
It's DeVries leather. Yeah. Yeah, but it was nice. It was nice seeing and being able to converse with a lot of the people that, you know, we've gotten to know over the last 3 years going to these things.
It made a couple connections, new connections.
Yep.
Some people that we will probably become friends with. One being a sheriff who's up in the Appalachians of Kentucky.
Hey, Skeins.
And
well, and I'll tell him about that conversation.
Yeah.
You can tell him about the conversation with his wife, and I'll tell him about.
I'm gonna leave that as a personal conversation.
Okay, good. Well, and I'm not gonna divulge any locations or anything.
Yeah.
But you know, so she was serving. I was running the booth. I did not, after I took that short, I did not get any footage or anything, because out of all the KSL festivals you've been to, this is the one that I talk to people at the booth the most at. And I got
that's the thing about them being smaller is they're more intimate.
Yeah, I got to talk with a lot of people. The conversation she was talking about, I met a gentleman.
He's what?
He's here. Heyo, hey Double Dog, hey Terminator. But this couple walks up, and he's old. I'd say older. He's my age, a little bit older than me. But we started talking. Turns out he's a sheriff in one of the Kentucky counties, and he started talking about wanting to build community and you know, some of the problems with not having a good community and everything, and funding of the sheriff's department, all that stuff. And it was a very good conversation, and I it was obvious that he was like-minded. Okay, it was obvious. You could either that or the guy was a supreme liar, which I don't think he was. But he said some stuff, and I saw him going down some roads that really, in my opinion, don't lead anywhere for real. So he started talking about like a mag group type of thing, and I'm glad that Spags is in here, because I want to give Spags props where he deserves it. So I am not a big fan of mags groups. Seriously, I'm not a big fan of them anymore.
Who brought that up? He did.
Yeah, well, he was talking. Some of the stuff he wanted to do was like a cross between what we're doing and a mag, the rules and the co-location and stuff. Spags is the only person I know that's been able to be in a group for a long period of time and make it work. And the fact that him and his group are able to do that is phenomenal. And I understand why they don't advertise what they do.
You be careful about that.
No, I understand why, because it's a security thing. But everybody knows Spags is a. Yeah. I mean, his front facing thing.
But others breaking up, you need to be careful.
No, I'm not bringing up any name. Don't worry, Spags. I'm not gonna divulge any secrets.
No, on how they can go wrong, you need to be careful on that.
No, I'm not gonna talk about that. But he's the only one that I've known had been able to do it, and it's extremely hard because of personal dynamics, right? And so this is why we build the community the way we've been building it, because we realize exactly how hard it is. And so if you're out there and you're in a mag and you're being successful at it for year after year after year, awesome. And I kudos, my hat's off to you guys. Is extremely hard. But so, and we were talking, so we kind of discussed our community, and I gave him tags, the Life Done Free YouTube channel, and pointing in that direction. I got him hooked up with Shelly and Jason so that he could get plugged into the Kentucky Sustainable Living Network. And if you don't know about that, if you haven't watched Jason's channel, Jason and Shelly talking about it. So they started out as a Facebook group. And last time I talked to Jason, they've got like 900 members, and they vet people. They do a slight background check, and they've got about, I think last time he said something around between 120, 100 or 200 people that are actively doing stuff on a monthly basis, and getting plugged into that network for a community is awesome. Okay, Devil Dog says, maybe next year I can come down and show the way I can over fire, 6, 12, or 18 canners at a time, water bath.
Can't do fire here.
Yeah, can't do the outdoor fire. Have to do it on the flat top.
Yeah, I mean, because I'm with you. It would have been nice to have been able to do that, but we can't do that here.
Hey, Yankee.
We have to abide by the university's rules and stuff. At least they let us do it on the flat top. That was nice.
Yeah.
So
but we had to do it outside.
And I had to do it outside.
Yeah.
Which is why we had to fight the wind and all that.
Bonnie Blue says, you have to be very careful. I had a very bad experience when I joined the mag. Leadership was not who they appeared to on YouTube. And so, yeah, exactly.
What happened to the screen? Why all of a sudden, like, I'm disappearing? Oh, because the comment.
And exactly, Bonnie. That's why I made a point to shout out to Spags for making it work.
Is that Bonnie Blue with the star? I don't know.
Yeah, Bonnie Blue 2A. So it's an accomplishment, but we got it plugged in, and hopefully we can get more community and more support out there. If anybody that does not live in Kentucky, you want to start something like this, you really need to watch the Kentucky Sustainable Living channel and contact Jason and talk to him about how to start something like this, because having that network, and it's much more spread out. It's kind of like, if I were to explain it in circles. So we've got our tribe circle, and then we've got our community circle, and that's that community that we're building in Northeast Kansas. And the Kentucky Sustainable Living would be what we call the greater circle. So it's a group of like-minded people that surround you, and that's what the KSL is kind of like. Let's see here. Yankee, I did say hi to you, didn't I? I don't know if you heard me. She was talking. Eating some grape jelly grilled cheese sandwiches right now. Grilled cheese, grape jelly on grilled cheese sandwiches. Okay, that's you know what? I ain't gonna complain. I've eaten weirder. Not seriously. I've eaten weirder. I'm not even gonna say anything. But we hey Virginia. So I spent a majority of the day talking with people in the thing, but I also got a chance to really talk a long time with local prepper, and Darren was there too. I had to step away and run the booth, so Darren was there. It was very interesting talking to him, because and he's as far as his internet or his YouTube fame, he's very humble about it. He doesn't understand why everybody says he's a prepper star, and I had to explain it to him. Guys like him and Jason Angry Prepper and Chris Weatherman and Southern Prepper One, and those guys on that level, and they may have a small channel. I mean, seriously, they don't have to have a lot, but when they start talking about prepping, people listen to him because of the content. And one thing about Local Prepper that I like is that he does daily briefs, and he breaks down current events, and he gives his opinions, and he gives practical prepper information, like the nuts and bolts stuff about prepping. And he offers a very good product. So if you guys, if there's anybody out there that's looking for a good channel that has consistent content and good quality, Local Prepper is one of the ones. He's one of the ones to go see. But I had to explain to him that, you know, they're like top tier prepper things, and everybody looks up to them because of their content and stuff. You know, and it just makes sense. And I was talking to him, and you know, trying to get him to do more shows, and trying to get, you know, just basically talking life and sharing service stories, and just really enjoyed the day talking to him.
You guys just enjoy sharing marine stories.
Well, no, we talked about other stuff. In fact, we talked about the Joe who in chat.
Oh, the Joe Rogan interview.
In chat, if you watch the entire Joe Rogan interview today, just put a 1 in chat. Now, I did not watch the whole thing, so I can't put a 1 in there.
We have to go back.
I've got to catch the rest of it, and we'll probably watch it on the way home tomorrow, right?
Or listen to it on the way home. We don't watch videos and drive.
Yeah, I listen to it. But I asked him about that, and we talked about that. Yeah, Virginia says she's watched about 2/3 too. I'll tell you what. Here's my thing on it. Here's my thing about that interview. Whether you like Trump or not, whether you're a fan of him or not, I think we witnessed a dramatic shift in the relationship between podcasters and the mainstream media. At this point in time, I do not think a presidential nominee or a high level politician does not get elected unless they go on one of these and they have a one-on-one talk like Trump had with Joe Rogan.
You know what? That brought up a conversation too. I thought that was very interesting. So that brought up a conversation with a lot of people today. They were listening, and you know what I found out? And now I feel like I have even a bigger responsibility to make sure when we're sharing news that we know the actual facts and details of it, and share our opinion of it, and just say, this is our opinion. There are people out there that are only getting their news from people like us. They get it from our channel. They get it from Homestead Medical's channel. They get it from LP's channel, and they're getting the news only from us because they trust what we're saying, that the research has been done. So once I heard that, because before I'm just like, what in the world? And this is what was going on. And now we're going to have to stop and make sure. And I thought it was very interesting because last night, I woke up last night, and I don't know, the remote must have hit something or whatever. And here Newsmax is on, and I'm literally watching Israel bomb Iran. And I'm like, what in the world? And at first I thought I was in a dream because everything that was going on. And then they're not even talking about it on the news. They mentioned a tiny tidbit of it on, I think I heard Good Morning America in the background getting ready today, but not on purpose.
Well, local prepper said he woke up this morning and got on his YouTube channel, and he does like 6 or 8 different platforms all at the same time. He got on there. He said he got on there and told people just to calm down.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Like literally Good Morning America had us going into nuclear war. Like, what are you people talking about?
Yeah.
They're going back and forth right now. Just relax.
But, you know, so there was good conversation. Him and Darren talked about mechanical stuff and you know, and did that. Got to hang out with Jason Angry Prepper for a little. Jason, if you guys ever get a chance to meet him, he's a good guy. He's definitely got some opinions, but he's
saying?
Agreed. Yoda word of mouth from eyes on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but He's a really good guy. And I talked to Stoker Medic today. He wrote a book, and I don't know if you guys remember me talking about the Mike Shelby's area analysis book that I was reading that we got at SOE last spring. The Stoker's book is it's a how to explain. It's like a SHTF survival type of book.
Oh, is
Right.
that why you ran and got that book?
Yeah, but it is from flipping through it and looking at the topics and stuff, it is a fantastic complementary book to Mike Shelby's book.
Garen comes running over. He's like, I don't have any cash. I need money. And like, for what? I'm trying to make money and you're spending money. Everybody's having those conversations today. I haven't.
Like you've never done that.
Well, I haven't gotten to look yet. So we'll see what happens. No promises. Bruce did bring me leather hides so I could have new carpets. So
but we, and we talked about that stuff and got to hang out with a bunch of other people. She was also on top of cooking breakfast today and giving class yesterday. They also tapped her to do a fermenting class. And so
demonstrations.
Demonstration. So at
I did 2 today and I'll do 2 tomorrow.
So, like just 10, 15-minute demonstrations. So you brought naked kimchi. And if you don't know what naked kimchi is, it's because I just invented the term.
Traditional Korean kimchi.
Naked kimchi is kimchi without the red sauce on it. That's all. That's what naked kimchi is.
Because you don't put the red sauce on you.
Well, technically it's not kimchi yet, but you're calling it kimchi, so we have to give it. We have to get.
It is Korean kimchi.
No, it's the makings of it.
I just haven't put it into a meal yet.
No.
But everybody's been saying to really enjoy the fermenting. This is where I had another contact approach me on some seasonings that he was doing. He's like, perhaps you could use this in your fermenting. I mean, I let me see what I got going on. Because I do privately cook for some people. And so if this is something that they would like in their repertoire, which I'm pretty sure it is because we've already had these conversations. This is something that if I like it, I'll use in there. If I like it, all he wants is a shout out. And perhaps we're going to try to barter some items and kind of see, because he's going to need some chilies. And I think I have a way to get that for him in the winter before, because he'll run out before he can grow more to use and dry. Mm-hmm. So we'll see about that. But that's what this is about with different vendors. We'll come in and try to figure out how to help each other and promote each other.
So Virginia says she saw the bacon cinnamon rolls and said, yeah. Oh,
girl, wait till you get them in your mouth. Oh my gosh. You have to save your card list. It's like Dawn says, oh, I knew I was coming. These cinnamon rolls. She goes, now these are my carbs for the month. And so, but it doesn't matter how keto or carnivore you are. The original name that Carrie had come up with was Dr. Ben Carrie's Nightmare.
Yeah. So Rabbit has kimchi canned. See, now I'm very picky about my kimchi. It's got to be good Korean style kimchi. Bonnie says she might like naked kimchi.
Mm-hmm. Everybody was just raving, and then I did some peppers and cauliflower and green beans, onions and carrots, asparagus and all of that. And this was what was throwing people off. They were like, wait, what? And then when I showed them the vinegars and, the rose vinegar, I literally had people going, no, I don't want to try it. And everybody that tried it, they were like, no, you have to try it. And all the people that said they didn't want to try it, but ended up trying it, they were like, oh, wow, I would definitely do that. Men who don't like vinegar were saying, yes, this I would take.
Maybe,
but I get that all the time.
So Virginia says she loves kimchi. It's like spicy Asian sauerkraut. Maybe we should just start calling it that. Spicy Asian sauerkraut.
And really, it is. So, but and it doesn't have to be spicy. So
well, and it's. In my opinion, it's extremely hard unless you've got a genuine Oriental store in your area. It is really hard to get good kimchi. The kimchi that you buy at like the supermarket, if the supermarket has it, is not very good.
It's mass produced, and so they don't have time to really run through it and get that salt and really scrub the cabbage and do what needs to be done. They just don't have time to do it.
Well, and actually, and a lot of people don't know this, but kimchi is not. It's not the cabbage dish. Kimchi is the style that you make it in,
Right.
and you can make kimchi out of cucumbers. Any vegetable you can make kimchi.
Well, and so with the fermented cucumbers, that would be one that you go ahead and you would also add your garlic and your seasonings and all of that. But that's where it gets spicy. So you need to be careful how much you put in there, because it's literally sitting and soaking in for 4.5 days and then sitting in your fridge for 6 weeks. So
Rabbit just gave a great suggestion.
What's that?
Put it on some spicy red pepper sausage on a good bun. Oh man,
yeah.
That would be awesome. And then Yankees complimenting Virginia, coming from a spicy Asian.
Yeah.
Napa cabbage kimchi is one I like the most, or Napa cabbage kimchi.
Yeah, so there's 2 cabbages that go very, very well for kimchi. But that was one of the other things a lot of people don't know about. It's in the way. So once I told people how to select their cabbage and what they were looking for, gave them example. Here's how tight it needs to be. Here's how heavy. This is the weight you're looking for. Once I did that, everybody went, oh, okay, now I understand. And then I walked them through how to do it. And literally people were like, that's so easy. Why have we been intimidated by this? Well, you've been intimidated by it because when you get on YouTube and you get on the internet, everybody's got a different opinion, a different way of doing it. They don't really do their research and they confuse the masses. Confusing the masses, what does that cause? Paralyzation fear by paralysis. Paralyzation by fear. That's what it causes. Sorry, guys, we are exhausted. And so that's what ends up happening. So it is good when you can get hands-on and you can see the demos and really learn how to do it, just like with the canning. And when you can really get in there and take notes and figure it out, and then get a phone number and an email address that you can bounce your, okay, I saw you do this and now I'm so overwhelmed and so confused. I can walk them back through it and say, let's start over again. Here's what you're going to do. And literally walk people step by step. And then they're like, yeah, wow, okay, now I can really do this. So
it was nice. It was a nice day. It was cool. Callie and Jesse from our community was set up right next to us, and Chuck and Carrie were right around the bend in the thing. Darren and Patty were there. We got to see Tim, who is a regular at the show. Yeah, Dawn from SOE. Yeah. She spoke today, didn't she?
She was milking today.
She was milking today.
She didn't provide cookies though.
Oh goodness. But yeah, it was really got to meet. There were quite a few first timers there, people that are just getting into the sphere, the circle, whatever you want to call it. And it was nice. I mean, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. If you go to these festivals, guys, listen seriously. Find a festival and go. And the classes are good. The vendors are good. The demonstrations are good.
You know what was cool about the classes? There were literally 2 different people signed, well, 3, but one was a couple, signed up for the canning class that literally live in the same neighborhood. They're within 5 miles of each other.
In Louisville, not in Bowling Green, in Louisville. So they live in the same neighborhood in a different city, and they bumped into each other.
Met each other for the first time in my canning class.
Yeah, and then
by the time the canning class was over, everybody had exchanged phone numbers, like all 5 of them. Exchanged names, phone numbers, how to get a hold of each other. They literally built community by cannon.
Well, and let's be honest. I mean, let's be 100% honest. Chances are that most of those people won't talk to each other again, except if they see them at a festival.
Oh yeah, they will. No, like
But-
they're already hooking each other up with chickens.
But the good thing about it is you do meet people.
Mhm.
And that's the big takeaway is starting to build that community.
Mhm.
And you know, a lot of people feel like they're doing it by themselves, and they're not. That the sheriff had no idea what KSL the KSL network was, and I was able to tune him into it and say, look, you know, you got a big responsibility with your position. I did. I told him. I said, look, you can change your community, and you got people out there that can help you.
Mhm.
You know, and so there's always people out there, and that's the greatest thing. That's the greatest thing about these festivals is making the connection. You know, or if there's people that do meetups. We went to several people in the chat have been to the Missouri meetup down in the Ozarks. I got to meet some of them firsthand when I went to the one last year. Great way to make connections and meet people. All right, putting a face to the username is awesome.
Well, and this is what we need to do, guys. We need to do this across the country because we have to support each other. We need to support each other. We need to be able to provide each other with information, bounce ideas off of each other, come up. You know, we're better as a community than we are as lone wolves.
Mhm.
And so, and you can keep a balance to that. You really can. You know, there's only one rule. One rule in the community. You all know what that is. I don't think I have to say.
Don't be a dick. So
apparently sometimes it does need to be said.
So okay, Virginia. Let's see here.
What did she say?
The meetups are awesome. Rabbit makes a mean jug of rum, and Yankee is a huge teddy bear.
And sometimes at meetups, you may have certain people that parachute out of airplanes into the campsite.
Who did that?
It happened down in Texas. Who did that? I can't remember.
Oh yeah, somebody
Remember?
was saying that they were doing a prepper meetup someplace in Texas, and the dude did a jump into an area
The girls did.
The person jumped into the area that was not certified to jump into the area or something like that. Yeah, we're still in Kentucky, Joseph. We're in the hotel room. We've got another day. We will pack up and leave sometime between 2 and 4 tomorrow. 10.5-hour drive. I've got Monday off so I can recover. That's one of the things.
And if we have to, because it's not Monday off, we'll stop and get a hotel room. We're not going to kill ourselves trying to get.
I was ready to go home this morning. I'm still trying to catch up on sleep, and I was peopled out today. They have a fundraiser every Saturday night at this thing, and this year they're doing Caleb House, and we forgot to buy tickets, so we couldn't go. We were hoping they had an empty seat, and but they didn't. They all the seats were filled up, so we were able to leave. And I was like, you know, this does not bother me. I'm glad we went and got Chewy's Mexican food.
It was good.
Here's the rule, guys. This is the rule for me for Mexican joints. I am extremely picky. She has ruined me on Mexican restaurants, and the tell of a good Mexican restaurant, in my opinion, is how well they do their chili rellenos, because a lot of places do not use good quality ingredients, and so it's hit or miss on chili rellenos. But if you find some place that makes a good chili relleno, stick with it.
What he didn't like about his chili relleno that he had is it looked like, because he's like, have you ever seen a crust like this? And I said, no. And he goes, it looks different. And I started thinking about it. I've been thinking about it, and I know why it looks different, because that was more of a corn-based crust.
It looked like panko.
And I doubt it. I doubt it's panko. It's not right. It's going to be more corn, and that's why it was darkened as well. And that's more Tex-Mex style, and you're used to the Baja style chili relleno.
So Joseph's asking if we want to do a meetup. That's why we go. That's why we go to the festivals.
Mhm.
I did that one meetup because we didn't have anything going on, and I
So
wanted
if we
to.
want to do a meetup on our way home,
No, a meetup like the Ozark meetup,
oh well, we do the
Midwest Preparedness Festival.
Festival.
Exactly.
So yeah, come on, Joseph G.
Yeah, you know what, I am not against having a camp out where we just get to meet people, and it's not a.
I could totally do the
It's not a.
Missouri meetup, but for some reason the Missouri meetup always lands on powwow weekend.
You know, so we did, and if you, I know I've said this before, and it never came to fruition. I've been saying it for the past 2 years. Next summer may be different because I've got some more contacts and got more information, and more people actually want to do it. I want to take a group from our community down to Texas and go hog hunting. So if I get one or two more people from our local community, and then we can open it up for some other people, I'm want to go down to Texas and do a hog hunt. Seriously.
But since you're being invited by other people to go on their land as well,
Yeah.
then it would be a good idea to know the other people that you're open
Right. So
just think, because you're gonna have to
Yeah.
be responsible for them.
Yeah, I know. But we can do other things. We it's maybe God, I hate to say this. What the future looks like is really blurry right now. And for all intents and purposes, this could be the last festival season.
You know what? I've been hearing that for years. I don't believe it. I think it's going to continue to happen. And I think it's just like what we were talking about today, growing up in the 80s. They're trying to go back where they're keeping everybody so damn scared that they won't go any further and make plans. I'm not saying that nothing possibly serious could happen. I'm just saying don't paralyze yourself because you think it's going to happen.
Now, Joseph, thank you for the offer. We got to get back.
What did he say?
He wanted to know if we wanted to meet up on the way back. It's just time's not going to permit us to, especially if we stay the night someplace.
Because we won't go through there until probably 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
Anyway. Yeah.
Right. And then if we spend the night, we'll have to get back for the house sitters and stuff.
But we can do a meetup when he comes through on past his Holton, because he's done that before. He can figure that one out. I
Well,
think last time he couldn't stop though.
okay. We can talk about it. And I'd love to do a meetup of everybody that lives in the area. Seriously, I would love to do that at some point. When that point is beyond me. So, like I said, I am festivaled out. This has been a very tiring season for me. I was festivaled out today. They drug me back in, just like in The Godfather. They drug me back in. John Willis is having a special thing in December that we were invited to come vend at, and it's a business opportunity that we can't pass up. Seriously, there's no guarantee that we're going to make money, but the potential to make some contacts and have a revenue stream starting that's going to be a long-term revenue stream is just entirely too juicy to pass up. And we honestly, we do feel really privileged that we were asked to come be vendors there. So we'll see how that goes, and it may be the last festival. I don't know. We'll see. Definitely going to be a good time, and hopefully, I don't know. I really don't know if I should be talking about it or
About what?
the thing in December.
Yeah, you can. John invited everybody.
The details on it.
Yeah, y'all are welcome to go. You can go over to Facebook to SOE, and you can look all the details, and RSVP is there. So go look at it.
So we're going to be doing that. So we've got one more. We have a lot of work to do between now and the first part of December, because we have to relabel some inventory and get some stuff repackaged.
Ooh, I gotta be cooking and freeze
And yeah,
drying.
so it's gonna be a busy month through November because we still have to do a work day to get wood cut. We've only got 2 quart of wood, and we
You
need
do that. I'll make
5
sure
more.
everybody's fed, and then I'll be cooking and freeze drying.
You know,
I'll pull the girls in, and that's what I'll do. I'll pull people in, and we can package things up and get labels on stuff.
there you go.
It's not a bad idea.
But you know, it was a good day. Tomorrow, historically, Sunday, last time we did this, it was a bigger day. The first weekend we did it, the first time we did it, it wasn't a bigger day. So we'll see how it goes. Without talking about money and being totally improper, financially, it's been a decent weekend. We're not going to go into the hole unless something dies. Hopefully it doesn't. Go swing a dead cat above my head to make sure it doesn't happen.
Or I have to pay for the 2 carpets if they're going to match the
Yeah.
living room that
But
that you ordered from.
yeah, it's been a good weekend so far, and everything aside, it's been worth the trip so far. Got to meet a lot of good people, and got to do that. The only thing
I'm able to hang out with people,
I'll be honest with you guys though, I sat down and was waiting for this thing to start, and I haven't done any news today. I listened to part of the Rogan podcast this morning, and then I haven't checked the news all day long. And I was like, man, a lot of stuff happened today, and I was almost like, well, maybe we need to talk about the current events that have been going on instead of the festival.
But that being said, tomorrow's still festival and stuff. LP, local prepper's going to be speaking tomorrow. Is Bear speaking tomorrow? I think Bear's speaking tomorrow.
Bear's not coming this weekend.
Oh, is he not here?
He's not coming at all.
I didn't know that. I thought he was. Oh, that's why William and Zed were taking care of things. Got it.
But
he was on the list at one point.
But
I understand he's got stuff going on. But there's a lot of good speakers tomorrow, so don't miss out. If you're close, come on.
Yep.
Come
get a day ticket. One thing I will say, we had this conversation today with several prepper people. And we've said it before on our channel. We cannot let what's going on influence us too much. I mean, it's stuff we need to be wary of, and we need to pay attention to, but we cannot let it rule our lives.
Nope, you got to keep prepping, keep stacking, keep moving forward, keep improving your life.
Yep.
Don't let them put stroke over you.
And the other thing is, had a conversation with a young lady, and she was like, I just don't understand why people can't, they can't come up with a reason why they're going to vote for Kamala Harris, and they can't just tell one thing, what she's done good. And I tried to explain it to her. I said, these people, the fact that she is Black, or the fact that she is a woman, or the fact that she is a leftist is the only justification they need. And that's what they think. And, people like that, in my opinion, I could be completely wrong, but in my opinion, the only way people like that change are when something smacks them in the side of the head. What we have to do for the rest of the people that have a chance of changing is that we have to paint a brighter picture of tomorrow than what they're seeing coming from the mainstream media and the pundits and academia and the government and all that stuff. We have to paint a better picture, and it's hard. It's something that you really have to work at. Case in point. You guys heard about the militia hunting down the FBI or the FEMA people? Yeah, I'm sure you guys heard that, right? Go watch Liberty Doll. She did a video Thursday morning. Did we listen?
Thursday.
Go over to the Liberty Doll channel and watch her video about that incident, because she did a lot of good research and laid out exactly what was happening. And I got
interviews too, right?
No, she didn't do any interviews. And so she lays it out really well. And then we talked to some people here. I was talking with someone, and they filled in some more blanks on that story. And it's yeah, it's a concerted effort to paint people in a bad light by the government.
Because the quote unquote militia,
Yeah,
the ones that are like-minded, the ones that are taking supplies and going and helping people.
yep. And then the story about and it goes both ways, folks. Seriously, the story about the helicopter that blew the supplies all over the place. We talked to somebody that was there, that was literally at that site when it happened, and they explained what happened. And what the mainstream media and what conservative, quote unquote, patriot people were saying was completely wrong.
Well, what they were, I don't think that was on purpose. I think conservative people
they
were listening to the media and repeating that without understanding what the facts.
Well, no, it was confirmation bias is what it was. Okay. People distrust the government, and so when somebody came out and said the government did this bad thing,
oh, I see what you're saying. They ran with
it. They ran with it, and they took that as a thank you, VR. They took it as gospel. Yeah. Here's what happened. Here's what happened in that particular incident. Mm-hmm. The Cajun Navy had a helicopter there, and they were doing flights. So they went into this area and they painted a helicopter landing sign on the pavement, right? And then the people running that site told the Cajun Navy guys, they said, look, it's in our situation, it's better to overland the stuff in because we've got more control over it, and we can do it that way, and we can bring in much more stuff more quickly than you ferrying it in one at a time in your helicopter. So they told them to go someplace where the helicopter was really needed. Nothing nefarious. North Carolina National Guard helicopter was flying through the area and scouting out places to drop, to set up supply drops and stuff. And they saw this helicopter landing sign on the concrete there on the parking lot. And they started to land. And as they were landing, they noticed stuff that was being blown all over. So they immediately tilted the rotor so that they could take off. And now, if you've ever been in a helicopter, whenever you do a sudden change from up and down like that, it creates a huge downdraft. And that's what you see in the video is whenever they realized that they were landing in the wrong spot,
they were like, uh-oh.
They pulled up and they started pulling off, and that's what blew all the stuff out. And the North Carolina National Guard actually grounded those two pilots for a while for safety violations because they did not. Turns out it's not because they flew low. It's because they didn't verify the landing pad before they landed. So that's what happened there. But you can see how even people on our side can get sideways with what's the truth and what's not the truth. And
when there's so many lies being told about the conservative people.
And I will say this about those two examples. The one with the helicopter, I think, was a honest mistake by people passing on information that they weren't certain about.
The real news wasn't coming out.
From watching the Liberty Doll video and talking to other people and talking to people that are actually on the ground in the area, that was malicious. And there's the difference. And I used to be one of these people that, as far as the government was concerned, 9 times out of 10, anything that you could attribute to maliciousness with the government was equally as possible being just in complete incompetence. I don't stand by that anymore. I with everything that I've seen going on over the last year or two, I do not stand by that. And if it seems like it's by the government and it's malicious, then in my opinion, chances are it's malicious. Right. So call that confirmation bias, call it whatever you want. It is what it is. Right. So And so there were some good conversations about that and politics and prepping and homesteading and just a good time.
Just the nature of people that were there, and it's a lot of people on the ground in the Appalachians and seeing what's going on. We're in the depth of everything that was happening and literally trying to help people out and that kind of thing. Just that alone was something a lot to learn about.
Oh God, that's unsatisfying.
That's because you need to slow your roll.
I was gonna pop that open and have it go in front of you guys, and that just God bless.
I don't know.
Try opening that.
I don't know if I can. My hands, I've been canning.
See,
that's God's way of saying you don't need it.
No, that's making me want to work for it. Oh yeah, Virginia said shake it and give it to you.
No, I'm good. I get my own. So Carrie brings me. We were at Jason's, and she brings me a 12-pack and brings it down, and then Chase and I were gonna split it, and I was like, "Girl," I opened one up, and it just starts spilling everywhere, and I was like, "What did you do to this?" And she was like, "Literally just put it in the truck and drove here." And so then Chase opens his up, and it starts spewing everywhere, so he's guzzling it. And I started laughing, and we both kind of looked at each other, wondering, maybe we should not be drinking this. So Karen, she really didn't do anything with it, and she wouldn't. She just had it in the truck, and the drive there, I guess, shook it up.
Okay, before we go, there's one more thing that happened at the festival today. That this is not a complaint necessarily.
Oh, no.
It's a shake my head moment and not use my teeth. Yeah, I've already got chipped teeth because of that rabbit. I'm not going to do that. This is one of those cases where I shake my head. I'm like, okay, this was not well thought out.
Uh-oh.
So the venue allowed people to carry guns, to go armed. They allowed it to happen, but they were not keen.
This is not the organizer's fault. This is the rule.
Well, no, this is something, and I made fun of it today too. So it's not like
we were all ready to go get.
It's not like I'm talking out of turn. Okay, so they allowed people to carry guns. The organizers were like, listen, they allowed it, but they get very, very uptight whenever they see guns. So if you go to Self-Reliance Festival, you're going to see guys like Sam Russell walking around with his AK strung across his chest, and 11-year-olds open carrying pistols and stuff, right? So it's not that type of venue. And so as part of the security, they decided, and I understand the logic behind it, they decided that they were going to give anybody that was carrying a gun an armband so that they could know.
You should have brought it up for the video.
Yeah, it's a wide armband. It's about 2 inches wide, and you put it on your arm.
4 inches wide.
And they were like, so we can identify. So if anybody comes in with a gun and something happens, we know who the bad guys are. And I was like, okay, so this is a shoot me armband. And the guy was like, what? I was like, yeah, this is a shoot me first, because they're going to know exactly who's got a firearm whenever everybody with a white armband starts whipping out guns. So, and
well, we were joking that the armband should have been red with a symbol inside.
Well, by the end of the day, I was walking around. So Darren,
we were all going to get T-shirts made by the.
Darren had an armband on, and I was walking around going, "Hi, Darren, how you doing?"
Terrible. You just got us demonetized and kicked
it's
off.
Like, no. And then one of the other guys was like, "Why didn't they just give us T-shirts with targets on the back?" But we were talking about it. And here's something to consider. And I said it kind of jokingly. We talked about it jokingly, but it's kind of serious too. If something happens, okay, hold on, let me back up a step. Go out and watch the Sean Ryan interview with Craig Christianhead, or Chris. Anyway, He's the SAS guy that went into the hotel in Nairobi, Kenya, and smoked all the terror. He smoked like 20 terrorists and saved about 700 people. Go watch the interview with him. I am not him. All right. And Chuck and I were talking about it, and his son and I we were all talking about it. We're not him.
You did not catch what the one guest, there was a guest that came in, wasn't even a vendor, was not carrying. And he had made the comment once he found out what those bands were. He turned around and looked at me. He was standing in our booth, and he said, "It amazes me that they're forcing y'all to wear those white bands on your arms, yet RVs can pull up in front of a center and explode an entire, killing thousands of people, and that goes unnoticed."
You know, but we were talking about it, and if something like that happens, you know, unless you're within about a 10, 15 foot radius of me, I am not going to run and save you. My primary responsibility is in this case, her, that right, where is it? Right there. Her and the friends that are with me at the booth, the people at the booth with me. Those are my responsibilities. And once I get them to safety, maybe I'll team up with somebody and then take care of it. But I'm not gonna go from where I am and go actively hunt somebody unless they start interacting with me, right? And anybody, and it's fun to fantasize about being that guy that goes and does that. You know, every dude, you know, women have a tendency of saying, "I want to die peaceful in my bed," and dudes think about the last scene in Red Dawn or Braveheart, and that's how we want to go. If you've got any testosterone in your body whatsoever, hey Brian, that's the way dudes want to go. Seriously, and it's good. It's great to fantasize like that, but in reality, unless you've had the training, don't do it. Seriously, you're gonna get yourself in a situation, you know, and that's one of the things. They're going to be doing some shooting and stuff at SOE in December for this event that we're going to, and you know, we were told, you know, if you want to do shooting in the morning, bring guns and stuff. And I told Angela over dinner, I was like, man, I really want to go shooting with them, but most of these dudes do like 2 or 3 tactical training classes a year, and I haven't had.
Which is the more reason why you need to go do it with them, so that you can learn. You just need to practice.
Well, I know how to do it. I just haven't practiced.
We'll go practice.
You know, I run through about a mag. I've got a 22 adapter for my AR, and I run through about a mag at 22 ammo just to work on the manual arms with it.
I think you'll regret not doing it. But.
No, I'm going to shoot, but I understand I'm going to go out there and maybe look like a piker compared to some of these dudes. I mean, Sonny's going to be there. Scully's going to be there. A bunch of dudes from the Chuck Yeager's place, Tactical Response, are going to be there. You know, so these are people that practice a lot. And whenever we were getting a bunch of ammo and I could afford to burn 1,000 rounds a month, I was practicing a lot and I got really good, you know, but it is what it is at this point. Right. Okay, guys, it's been an hour and 17 minutes. I think I covered everything that we needed to cover.
You got to figure out, what do you get? You guys, what do you get millionaires for their birthdays? A dozen cinnamon rolls?
No, the cinnamon rolls.
A dozen of each.
Cinnamon rolls are kind of old hat because you've given him so many free ones so far this year.
Yet John is like, I want more.
Give him a Grumpy Acres mug. He can stick that up in his. If you ever go to the Self-Reliance Festival, well, they're not
all artists.
They're not. Self-Reliance is not going to be at the SOE compound next year. They're changing venues.
You got to figure out where the location's going to be first.
But if you ever get a chance to go to the SOE compound, go back in the garage where the gym is and look up into where Amanda and John live. He is a collector of strange and unusual things, and
a lot of artists make stuff for him too.
Very, very strange and unusual things. So I'm thinking we give him a set of Grumpy Acres glasses.
And people go, why the hell do you have that? I don't know.
He can stick the GRUMPYACRES glasses up in his Strange and Unusual music.
Maybe get more creative than that.
Oh, Skanes wants to know if the recliner's available next weekend.
Yeah, sure. Come on, girl.
It's a pay. It's a pay recliner now, right?
Yeah, you gotta help freeze dry, package, seal, label.
Skanes, you know, at this point, you're always welcome.
Yeah.
People are going to start thinking about my sister wife, so we might as well just start telling people.
Billy's gonna see this and he's gonna run with it.
Yep. Good. In fact, I'll tell William about it.
Do not.
Look at Rabbit. Oh, Rabbit's put up a little shock face emoji.
No, that's because Rabbit wants to be part of it. I was trying to figure out how to get a meetup with Skanes, and she's like, "You got to come to Kansas." Oh, maybe that's what that is. Maybe Rabbit's like, "I'm coming to Kansas."
Skanes. That reminds me. Send me Radio Mike's phone number, please.
Oh yeah, like ASAP.
I need to contact him and ask him some information to get him to walk me through a process.
We need it by Monday, please.
Oh, she says it's always polite to ask. Skanes, we know you. We've known you too long.
Most people just show up.
Polite's gone out the window a long time ago with you.
Most people show up and say, "Hey, I need a place to rest my head." And if something's open, it's open. And if not, your ass is on an air mattress in the living room.
Yep. So yeah. So if you would please send me that phone number, or send it to Angela if you don't have my phone. You got my phone number.
She's got yours.
Send it to me because I need to contact him about something. But all right, guys, you got anything else you guys want to talk about? Any current events? Any questions, comments, complaints? Not that we'll pay attention to you, but just go ahead and post it. Guys, I am so tired. Seriously, I'm going to get off here and probably finish this thing and go to bed. Got a long day tomorrow. Getting home, getting the animals taken care of. I'm done driving the semi for the weekend. Yeah. Oh, your question earlier, Jonathan or Joseph. No, we're gonna pass on any meetups the next couple of days because I've got to seriously. The timing just isn't there.
Well, let him know it's gonna be like well after midnight before we even get through there.
Right.
Right.
So and he was saying he could drive to Holton, but it's just even after we get home, I've got to get everything unloaded, and we need to.
He's gonna come and say, "I'll help you unload."
We need to start prepping for the next festival immediately because this one, we've got a lot of work to do. We have to repackage
this one
some
has
stuff.
to be extremely professional and well done.
But we can set something up, just not in the next couple of days, brother. Okay, that's all I'm saying. All right. That it's just woo.
What did he say?
He said that's fine. He understands.
Okay.
I didn't want you to feel bad. I didn't want to.
But let us know when you got more time because it's freeze dryers and those are running all the time. And so if I know like okay you're going to be in town or we're going to be someplace close that we can meet at, if I know something's getting ready to finish, I can extend the dry time and we'll have plenty of time to go eat or do whatever.
I don't have my phone next to me.
What'd you say?
She said she sent it. I'll look. It's not a big deal. Oh, by the way, Yankee, I got my burnt toast beer. Somebody that comes to all the festivals happened to be going through Del Norte, and he picked me up a case. Well, he picked me up a case. He picked me up one case, and he had another case, and I bartered some cinnamon rolls for another 2 6-packs.
I got a T-shirt. I think it was.
No, you're right. It was a T-shirt. Yeah. It was a T-shirt.
Yeah.
So I've got that, and I have been nursing those
very carefully.
Very carefully, I think.
But then we have company come over.
It's been a month and a half, and I've still got over a case left. So I'm being.
The company knows how special it is, so they've been trying not to drink that.
I've been very good about it, and it's just folks. This burnt toast beer that I'm talking about that we got, Yankee was going to pick me up some up, and one time it was a vehicle problem with him, and the next time it was a vehicle problem with me. So we never could hook up. This burnt toast beer, they roast the grains before they brew the beer, and when they brew it, it's a very dark beer. but it's not really hoppy. It's just a nice dark one. But there's a hint of, whenever you just slightly overcook a piece of toast, then you slather it with fresh butter. That's what it tastes like, and it is definitely good. There's something about it. I don't know. I know it's not the best beer in the world, but when I drink it, it's the best beer in the world.
It just screams that you need a sunny side up egg with your beer.
Yeah, basically. So the next one, here's the next one, Yankee. Pagosa Springs Brewery makes a jalapeno beer that is awesome with Mexican food. I'm just saying, if you ever in Pagosa or you're near, look, I'm looking like Trump. If you're ever near Pagosa,
oh my god,
it's the greatest beer. No, yeah, they got. If you guys, if you ever travel to Colorado, there are tons of microbreweries there, and that's some of the best beer making.
Well,
oh, there you go. Yankees had that one.
Yeah, there's starting to be more and more microbreweries popping up. They're doing very good. It's like a big deal, especially now that other people are getting into politics again. And you notice that some liberals are forcing a company to get into politics that doesn't want to be in politics. And G may not be able to have his second-class beer that he's drinking right now for very much longer. Because I'm a little ticked off.
At Miller Lite? Because it's crappy
Jimmy
beer.
Kimmel and the other guy.
Oh God!
It's Kamala Harris, or the fact that the whole image they're trying to put on is that she's just like one of us. When none of them, not even the people that are interviewing her, are one of us.
Yeah, the jalapeno beer is it's a really light lager, but they infuse it with jalapeno essence, and so you get.
How do you get a jalapeno essence?
It's like when I did your gin, and you just seep it with it.
Okay.
But anyway, you drink it, and you've got that really smooth lager taste, and then there's a jalapeno burn on the end of it. And when you're eating it with Mexican food, awesome.
You mean drinking it with Mexican food?
Or you're drinking it, yeah.
Good. Well, I was just wondering. The reason why I want to clarify that is because I wondered if maybe then you take the jalapenos out.
No, there's no jalapenos in it. It's just the juices from the jalapeno.
Oh, okay.
But it is a good beer. Yes, Skeins, she comes from a middle class family. I'm honestly not a drinker.
2 Ivy League professors as parents is a middle class family.
Yep.
Oh, that's interesting.
Well, here's the deal. Brian. As a professional drinker, it doesn't come up. And as somebody that eats it, he was asking if it burns when you yak it back up.
Oh, I suppose that if you drink too much, it could.
No, coming out the other end, Skeins, it doesn't burn. It doesn't burn either, because I'm a professional. I'm well versed in hot sauces and stuff, so it doesn't bother me.
You do like your hot
Now,
sauce.
somebody who's a lightweight that can't handle hot sauce, like hot foods, she used to get mad at me because I would go to the Thai restaurant and get their garlic pad Thai. And so not only did I get the pepper, I got the garlic, and it would literally sweat out of me. Whenever you eat that much garlic, you sweat it out and you smell like garlic.
Smell like garlic? You smelled like death.
No, it didn't smell like death.
Yeah, you kind of did.
But okay, guys, listen. I'm getting extremely tired.
What time is it?
It is 9:30. 9:30.
Oh goodness.
You know what? I'm glad we didn't go to the fundraiser tonight, and we got to spend the evening with you guys. It was really fun.
Yeah, I got to talk to my dad, my mom.
I hope that you guys enjoyed the update. If you can make it out here at some point to one of the festivals, it is well worth the trip, in my opinion. And this one, once they mature and get more under their belt, this festival's got a real possibility of growing big time. Joseph's house Mexican, he can't do very hot. So all your cousins make fun of your white half.
Did this is my new Greenville friend.
Well, thank you. Just you know what, we enjoy spending time with you guys when we get the opportunity. You know, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes the Tuesday nights are a chore because I've got other things that I really need to be doing. But we do it because of you guys, and then these impromptu ones with the people that show up make them very, very enjoyable, right? So thank you to everybody that shows up. With that said, Angela, do you have anything you want to say to them?
Of course I do. You guys, tomorrow be at least 1% better than you were today.
And go out and live a life done free tomorrow, guys.